Hi everybody. Guess what we're going to talk about this week? It's the solar system. Well, last week we talked about rockets, so it only makes sense. What's the solar system? Well, solar means sun, and system means a bunch of things working together. So the solar system is the sun and a whole bunch of other things working together. What kinds of other things do you think are up there? Of course, we have planets, including Earth, but there are more, and moons, and all kinds of other objects. First, let's talk about where we live. Let's take a look at planet Earth. Did you know that the dirt underneath your feet is planet Earth? So are the oceans, the lakes, and the fields, and the forests. Earth is what we build our houses and roads upon. Anywhere on the planet that you are, if you look down, you'll see planet Earth. But what would it look like if you could move far away and look back? Well, this will give us an idea. This is a globe. Earth is shaped like a ball, just like the other planets, and we are on the surface of the ball. On this globe, tan and green and yellow show land, and black shows water. Here we're in the ocean. It's really amazing how much of the Earth is ocean. But they got something wrong on this globe. These aren't the colors of the Earth. Let's take a look at what Earth really looks like from space. The white are the swirly clouds above the surface of the Earth. The green is the land, and the blue is the ocean. When you look up in the sky, what are the first big bright objects that you think of up there? Well, probably the sun and the moon. Well, the sun is 91 million miles away from us and is many times bigger than the Earth. In the middle of the sun, it's 27 million degrees, which is the hottest place in the entire solar system. The moon is much closer. It's our closest neighbor, but it's still hundreds of thousands of miles away. And did you know that the moon doesn't even make its own light? It just reflects the sun's light back, like the mirror would reflect a flashlight. Well, the sun and the moon are our most obvious neighbors, but there are many more within our solar system. I'm thinking mostly of planets. We have Mercury, Venus, our own planet, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Well, that's 8. There are also some much smaller planets that we call dwarf planets. Those are actually smaller than our moon. And a whole bunch of other asteroids and floating rocks around the solar system. Well, there may even be more planets, farther beyond any planets that we've discovered, even within our solar system. It's hard to believe that so far away, we still haven't figured it out. So we have the sun, and we've got these planets, and we've got our moon, and other planets have moons too, sometimes even several. But we said this is a system where these all work together, so let's see how they go together. The sun is at the center of our solar system. There are 8 planets, and each one has a special path around the sun called its orbit. We are going to use a yellow button to show where the sun is, and 8 colorful beads to show where our planets are. Watch Mercury move around its sun in its own orbit. Now watch Earth. Don't worry, the planets will never crash. The solar system is mostly empty space. The spaces in between the planets are thousands of times the size of the actual planet. Now let's watch Willie and Amos help us sort out just how the sun and the Earth and the moon move together. We'll use this big red ball as our sun. The Earth revolves around the sun. It takes Earth 1 year to travel a full circle around the sun. But the Earth does more than just revolve. It's also spinning or rotating all the time, like this. So the Earth is revolving and rotating like this. That whole time, the moon is spinning around the Earth. And don't forget that while the moon is revolving around the Earth is not just rotating, but revolving around the sun too. It's a good thing planets don't get dizzy. Once you leave planet Earth, our solar system feels very different. In fact, this is the only planet where people can live comfortably without any supportive machinery. If you get closer to the sun, our universe can be a very hot spot, hundreds or thousands of degrees, much too hot for people. And if you get farther and farther and farther and farther and farther away from the sun, it can be incredibly cold, colder than any ice that we know on this planet. Now, there's no air up in space, so people can't breathe without bringing their own air with them. There's no water or food that we know of, other than small amounts of water on distant planets. There's also no gravity, so if you jump up, you won't come back down, or objects just float around. It's a very different environment than we're used to here. So let's enjoy our planet and take great care of it.